So in today's reading, it's coming from Leviticus 9, and it's coming from the verse about burnt offerings. And the words that stood out in the verse was kid, burnt offering, and goat. So like, I'm gonna look at it like there's three different perspectives to the reading, and I'm gonna pull a final card about the three perspectives. So the first one is like a burnt offering. Somebody could be like trying to burn an offering, like a come to me spell or something like that. Somebody could be trying to gain somebody's attention. I'm hearing like dark stranger. Somebody could be a stranger, or and they could be a happiness hater, and they want a relationship with somebody, so they're doing some type of candle magic or breakup spell or come to me spell to get somebody to come to them, like type of energy. Like they want somebody to focus on leaving a current situation and looking in the past. I'm seeing Six of Cups. I'm seeing the Six of Cups. This is a past. This could be a past person, or they just want they want you to clearly know that you're theirs. I'm hearing she is mine's type of energy. And then there's another one, fake accounts. They could be like on your Facebook, on your accounts. They're steadily watching you too. They want to know if you know that they're watching you. There's also this. When I hear fake accounts, I'm hearing a kid. This could be kids involved in the situation, or they could be watching your kid from afar. It's the energy of possibly even watching kids, or something about watching a kid. But yeah, they want you to give. They want you to be miserable without them, is what I'm hearing. This could be also an energy of like wanting to have a kid, thinking that would, if they could at some point get you back and get you pregnant, that they could possibly fix or heal the relationship dynamic. And then you have this one. Moving on, thank you. Next. And there's three people in this energy, and it's kind of like maybe you're in a new relationship type of energy. It's giving off new relationship type of energy where two people are just letting it go and finally moving ahead, but one person is stuck in the past, or one person is letting it go, moving ahead, and two people are stuck in the past. We'll apply whichever way it works. And there's some type of energy of like ownership. Like if it's the two people that's stuck in the past, it's like you might have like two exes or whatever the situation is, and one could possibly want to get you pregnant, and the other one possibly wants to have a connection back with you. Whereas the one is like, if it's one energy moving forward, right? One energy coming back from the past, that energy wants to come in between the connection. That energy wants to come in between the connection, the new connections that you have. I'm hearing saboteur. They want to fuck up the person you're with. Like, they're irritated that you're happy. They're irritated that you're moving on. They want to fuck up the person that you're with. That's all I'm hearing. It's like I want to mess up the person that you're with. And old shoes clouded upon their feet, old garments upon them, and all the bread of their provisions was dry and moldy. Joshua, verse 9:5. So this person could definitely be homeless. This is a descriptive. This is a person that could definitely be in a homeless situation. They don't have new clothes. Their shoes are tattered or torn. They're not fresh. They don't really have any food. They don't have any provisions, any means of getting what they need. So we're going to look into that, because at my old clothes, I'm hearing old clothes. This person could have got evicted from where they were. Somebody could have possibly told them to pack it up and get out. Um, I'm definitely gonna pack it up and get out. So what they've been doing is, ever since they've been packing up, they were told to pack it up and get out. This person has been in these two stages. They've been like watching, stalking, obsessed, and cop blocking. So they could be like, but it's like the energy here is like definitely like not, you're like kind of unfazed and uninterested. You're unfazed and uninterested type of energy. Um, Simple as that. They're having financial problems. They've been having like financial problems. You just haven't been paying this person any attention. They've been having financial problems ever since they had to get out from wherever they were. Somebody's name could be David. My son is young and tender. The house that is to be built for the Lord must be exceedingly magnificent, of fame and glory throughout all countries. I will now make preparation for it. So David prepared abundantly before his death. So I'm getting here somebody, the words young and tender and the house. Somebody could have lived with somebody who was definitely younger than you, somebody who was more what they considered a lot more youthful or something like that. They could have lived with somebody and that person didn't want them because that person that they were with was only for the fame and glory, and only wanted them for the money and wanted them. So when I see young and tender and sun, I'm looking at what I would say is Page and Knight of Pentacles energy. So this person was very entitled, very selfish, and very much scarcity driven. They had a situation where they only moved in based off of wanting to gain more from a person. There is also this energy of fame and glory. So somebody thought that there was a status quo to being with somebody. So this could be a masculine that left you for somebody that was a younger feminine who they felt that was the status quo. It would make them look better or a situation like that if they had this hot young tenderoni on their arms or something like that. And there's also a dual energy of like possibly wanting to come in or live in with you, or come in and wanting to have been with you because in their mindset you need them and their big daddy or some shit like that. If you want to work it backwards from king to knight to page, that's like, oh, you need them, their big daddy. They make things, they make it rain, they make it come in, right? And then there's like the page to the Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, which is the person that they chose over you was a selfish, spoiled, entitled fucking brat who wanted to bankrupt them and take everything that they possibly could. And this is that energy like a I would honestly say this is that energy of like, that energy is stronger. The younger, tender one being this whole clout chasing, fame and glory type. Like, that's the strongest energy that's coming out of this reading. It's like somebody was like really on some, if I get with him type of energy, and I'm feeling it as a feminine energy. So if I get with him type of energy, he gonna give me everything I want. He gonna get my nails done. He gonna get my hair did. He gonna blah 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 blah, right? And doing something, this person somehow might have caused financial problems or what became a financial burden, and probably set a boundary, because I'm getting this emperor energy as well. Like somebody could have possibly set a boundary, like I'm not about to give you all my fucking money, like, and you sit down and just be acting like you the baddest thing on the planet type of shit. And I guess being that he was living with her, because he left whomever he was prior to, he was living with, she, being that she couldn't get what she wanted out of him, she put him into a homeless situation. There is also the energy of him going towards her because he thought he could get a status out of her, like us, like dating a finer chick or a younger chick, so you could get a status out of it. And in doing so, it was not a good financial planning. She was broke. She didn't have nothing for herself, and she needed him to give it to her. So what he did was he set a standard. He set a boundary, and in doing so, her actions reminded him of or he or she, male or female, reminded that person of you. Reminded that person of you. So, and it reminded them, oh shit, this is a lot. It reminded them of how much shit they sat there and talked about you. It reminded them of the fact that they chose this person over you and had you in a love triangle, third party, blah blah blah. It hurt her ego that this person wanted to go back to you, wanted to be with you. It's hurting his ego, vice versa. Plus, advise that you've moved on. But and for some odd reason, somebody had to go to the fucking hospital. Somebody screenshot shit off your fucking page. And somebody wants to come towards you. And then you have the screenshot off your page is confirmed here because they like to steal your work, copy your ideas, duplicate, and feed off of you. So if we're gonna look at steal your ideas and work, this could be the feminine. I'm getting the feminine is like, oh, you want her, or you want him, or or masculine. This can be masculine with feminine energy as well. Oh, you want to go back to your ex, right? You want to go back to your ex. What's so good about your fucking ex? And then they go and look at your page, and I'm hearing hair. So they could do something with their hair that's similar to yours. And I'm seeing this song, but a rose is still a rose. Baby girl, you're still a flower. It's like, why are you trying to conform to become something that you're not? In order to keep this man, and think that your inauthenticity is going to be the thing that reins him in. Or vice versa, take it however it applies, male or female. And then there's this energy of like the duplicating, the copying type of energy, but there's this masculine energy of like feeding off of it. So if you had any, I'm hearing sexy time photos, or sexy time photos, or you have very beautiful photos, or this person is definitely masturbating to your photos. Definitely masturbating to your photos. Oh yeah, and I want to add to this. This is because the reading just closed out on that note. The energy just went to boogaboo, went to oracle message. But before I get to oracle message, I want to speak on like this for those who come into tarot and you're trying to understand. We're not fortune tellers. I'm not telling you nothing that's fortunate. It's fortunate that you moved on, but you had already made that choice, and you already know you made that choice. So how can it be a fortune told if it's already active action? Now, another thing Another thing, I will never tell you. I will tell you multiple increments amounts, but I will be very practical with my shit. So if I pull, like, some of y'all are like, oh, this is a third party situation that you're not a part of, and you want to know how much money you're gonna make. Anybody who is in this reading, I'm being told to let you know it's gonna be the Three of Pentacles, meaning you're gonna make enough of, you're gonna be given some type of gift. Now, what that gift is, this could be the gift. It is tangible, it is physical. You can click play, and you can utilize that, right, to maneuver a lot better in life. That will bring you a physical blessing, because we know when we remove blessing blockers, things literally come in. And usually one way that it comes in is it shows itself as like an increase in like finances, right? But at the same time, you could be getting $3, you could be getting $30, you could be getting $300, and that could all be due to your own work ethic. You know what hours you put in on your job to make the check you're about to get. I'm like, it's not a fortune. If you, I'm like, it's not a fortune. Okay, so even if you are the cross watcher who is going through this because you are harping on somebody from the past who's moved on, or you are the person that is moved on, just know there is a Three of Pentacles that's coming from you watching this, because the next card is going to tell you the cross watcher and the person watching. So first, we're going to honor and respect those who are moved on, okay? Because I always want to give those who heal and move on. You have already you're breaking free. You broke free, right? Breaking free from old frameworks and boundaries. Let your soul shine without restraint. Transcend limits. Soul expansion and inner strength. I'm also hearing, instead of burning those candles to have something from the past, burn those candles to clear the future. Instead of, yeah, I'm hearing, if you want, listen to Break Every Chain. But listen to Break Every Chain. There's a power in the name of Jesus, Yeshua. You don't have to believe he's the Messiah. You just gotta know that he was an ascended master at what he did, and he did it well. So there's power there. If you, but I'm really hearing birds of a feather flock together. Sometimes you might need to break away from old habits and people and places, and they, just as you, just as you had a blessings blocker, right? They have blessings blockers around them. You don't just be. We're all we're all like linked together in humanity and connection and existence, right? So, as they say, you're only as weak as the weakest point of the chain, right? I don't know how I don't say that saying, haven't said that saying in years. So here's the reality to the situation. If you moved on, it was because your person was a blessings blocker and they were the kink in the chain that was weak, right? But they were weak. Forgive them, because they were weak because of the kinks in the chain from the ones that they put around them, and the desires of their hearts that came from status and societal symbols, or their, whatever the society gassed up, that turned out to be an illusion, right? Friends, family, co-workers, blah, blah, blah. So for the persons that won't let go, anchor your soul in stability. It will provide you the strength and support you need. Okay? You need to stop. If the flow is stopped on you, when the flow pauses, you pause and collect. Right? When the flow pauses, you pause and collect. This means that instead of worrying about connections and people and places and things, you need to worry about you. You need to worry about your health, your mental state, and how you're going to heal to be the best version of self. and the rest will flow in. And if that means stop looking at that person's social media, go get some therapy, pray about it, take your candles and ask for to transcend your limitation, expand your soul, find your own peace and inner strength, and you have to do that spell to give give that way for yourself, give that way to yourself. Don't look at it as my past lover is a way that I need to go back to, or I need to rein in and control to get what I want. Don't look at it like that. Look at it like I am my lover and I am seeking the love from within that will bring me the life that I need to be in and I want to be in and desire to be in. So that next time you see something that's very beautiful, very young, very new, very tender, all right, and you know that's the Queen of Pentacles, the King of, that's your match, your mated match, and they fit the script of like how they help, like they help you build and have that vision of that life you want to have, that status quo life, that that look at me and mines, we doing a damn thing, type of energy. You can have that with a new lover, but you first gotta have that stabilized within yourself. You gotta know that wisdom within yourself, and you gotta keep that as your strength and your standards, your boundaries. Like this, and with it being a strong like King and Queen of Pentacles energy, right? Every King and every Queen of Pentacles is not your King or your Queen of Pentacles. I like when people go, well, they're both King and Queen of Pentacles on the table, right? And that means they're supposed to be together. No, that's not how it works. If everybody in the world matured into High Priestess Empress and High Priest Emperor energy, that doesn't mean that I could just walk outside and be with that person and that's my person. No, there's still things that require mutual compatibility and a shared goal, dream, objective, and vision. So when you become that successful person, and because you're going to become it, you just got to anchor yourself. And whoever broke free, you're going to become it because you've given rebirth and anchored yourself, right? The reality of it is, y'all are gonna realize y'all really like no, like ain't nothing wrong with each other. It's one of them situations where a bunch of fine, beautiful people, male or female, are sitting in the room and they all have successful accolades, and they're all sitting in the room and they go, anybody, would you have dated Keisha over there? And you're like, nah, like, but Keisha fine and this and that and the third. And you say, I prefer like to be with somebody who is a little bit more goofy, and Keisha isn't that goofy, alright? And there's nothing wrong with her, but she's just not my type, right? And they go, oh, okay, there's nothing wrong with her, she's just not my type. There's nothing wrong with him, he's just not my type. But we're all successful, and we're all big time, but that don't mean that we're supposed to get together. Like, who is a good example? One moment, let me see who's a good example. Some celebrities. Like, we'll say Chadwick Bosworth, right? And Lupita Nyong'o. Both successful. Remain Chadwick, rest in peace. Both was successful. Both was on Black Panther. Both was dark-skinned. And the world said if they really got together, woo, we no. like, no. Like, stop pairing it because it looks the same and it's in the same career field and work. Because you're doing that, and Lupita Nyong'o might be more compatible with, let's just say, who can we use? Lupita Nyong'o could be more compatible with Henry Cavill, or you know, the guy who plays Superman, the white dude, or to be more compatible with Enrique Iglesias. like him, because she's black Mexican, you know, or Chadwick could be more compatible with Zendaya. You never saw that coming. And 10 years down the line, they actually trying to date. Like some shit like that. Like, so the last and final message is: it's a path of miracles, baby. It's a path of miracles. The universe is laying out a path of miracles for you. Trust it, follow it. You're gonna have all types of beautiful encounters on this journey. There's gonna be all types of beautiful encounters. And if you anchor yourself to sit within those beautiful encounters, instead of trying to go back to something that no longer exists, because the past is dead, baby. The past is dead. You think you going back to somebody that used to be all fluttering and page of cups type of energy, like phantomeristic type, and being that you put somebody through the ringer, or life put them through the ringer, they're not that sweet, supple person anymore. They're not that sweet, supple, naive little dummy that they were when they were 21. This person is grown now, so you're dealing with a Queen of Cups. You're not going to be dealing with a Page of Cups. You're going to be dealing with a Queen of Cups, and a Queen of Cups is somebody who is intuitive. They're going to know that your heart. I'm loving this. The heart posture ain't right. I'm like, your heart posture is not right. And one thing about being an intuitive, who has clairs all over, claircognizance, clair, blah blah blah. You know, I like all the clairs. But one thing about being a feminine intuitive is being at some point intimate with a partner. We see the heart's desires, and that right there is one of the biggest reasons why we get away from a person. But one thing I've learned here is, as a true Queen of Pentacles, the heart desires change. They change with time, effort, and energy. It's the grass is only greener where you water it type of shit. And as you go through experiences and you start to realize, like, why is this happening to both of us together in union and all that, right? And you start to see how the world sets itself up against righteousness. The heart posture tends to change, even in a relationship where you're just like friends. You should be just basic friends. The heart posture changes, because when you're with somebody and they're not the culprit to the downings in their own life. So when you get with a person that because it's honest, somebody wants somebody who might go through shit, but they're not the causer of shit, right? Everybody wants that. Everybody wants to go be with somebody who might go through some shit, but they're not the causer of the shit they go through, right? When you get with that person, you might want them as a status symbol. You might want them because they got money. You might want them because they got a car, a house, of clothes, or they got the clout, whatever the case may be. You might want them, but when you start to see a person that truly it's really truly connected to their heart, and it's an innocent heart. When they start to see what you got to go through, or when they truly care, when they're truly compassionate, when they truly want. When they truly have some form of empathy, they've not closed their heart off for material gain, right? That person will change their heart posture. It will start to change as they become a witness. But more than likely, they will be a witness to your testimony of your success. Because their intentions have to change. Their intentions have to change. And Nobody is going to sit by and wait for somebody's intentions to change, wait for somebody's heart posture to change, when they already have, like I said, the Queen of Cups already has the heart posture. Meaning, hey baby, I see you over there growing. I'm like, hey, but what you wanted is not of the right heart posture or intentions. I see you done had your wake up call and you're realizing what good love looks like, what healthy good love looks like versus unhealthy connections. But just because you realize it doesn't is not a good, that's a good intention that could be deadly, because you might fuck up the flower trying to hold it, because you still don't know how to hold love until you know how to hold it inside of you. You don't know how to hold the heart until you learn how to hold your own heart. And at one point, you were willing to eat minds, and you were willing to allow somebody to eat yours in order for you to have and gains in this world and status of this world that does not support the earth herself, which is the heart, right? So, and the womb. So now that you realize that the earth is the heart and the womb, you still have work to do on how to become the gardener. And that's your anchor. You still have work to do on yourself. Virgo energy. You still have work to do on yourself before you step into my delightful station. My delightful existence. Because we still don't see eye to eye. And you might not be minds. You might just need to heal to find out truly what it is you want, so you won't ever be influenced away from what is righteous for you and loving to you and healthy for you. Because the other person who breaks free, they're already on that journey. They're already on the journey. So they're already on that journey towards that encounter, that miracle. They're already there. They're walking the path of miracles. They're walking with that open heart. They're walking in the fertility of soul expansion. They're already there. So they're the next step for them is soul alliances. The next step for them is to experience them souls alliances. They got the balanced love that comes from within first and foremost. They know what role you played in their life and in the life prior to, and they also have a soul guardian that is a spirit guide. They have a spirit guide. You have to have these things in order to even measure up to the heart and the soul and the spirit of this person. If you don't have these things, if you're not anchored in the same in similar beliefs, right, in similar faith, there's no purpose in getting with them just because they were a better lover. You're still not compatible. I'm gonna leave it at that.